Alright, let me get this. This is Ruth 1 and 4. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of one was Ophrah, and the name of the other was Ruth, and they dwelled there about 10 years. So Ruth was a woman of Moab. She was a Moabite. So was Boaz going off? Alright. See, you guys are a bunch of clowns. Alright. So you saying that King David should have been sitting on the throne, or the Lord shouldn't have chose David because of Solomon, one of David's ancestors, dealt with Rahab the harlot from Jericho, which those were Canaanites in that land, of the city of Jericho. Okay, heathens. All right. So would that make Boaz a bastard who also dealt with Rahab to produce Obed, who was the father of Jesse, and Jesse was the father of David? So are you calling Obed a bastard because Boaz dealt with Rahab? Okay, niggas is retarded, man. All right, you don't know the scriptures, man. All right, let me get this real quick. Deuteronomy. Alright, Deuteronomy 17 and 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell there, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are round about me, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou shalt not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay, that's part of the law. So that means they have to be an Israelite to rule over the nation of Israel. Now let's see what David said in 1 Chronicles. Okay, because the Lord chose David, and we read David's lineage, which, you know, the scriptures say not to argue over genealogy, but it's just to prove this point that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've grown tired of constantly dealing with simplicity from you reprobates out there, man. You just want the one up. Alright? It ain't even about that. That's why you guys always end up falling and getting cut up. Alright? This is what is it? 1 Chronicles. Where is it? No, it's verse chapter 28. 1 Chronicles chapter 28, I start at verse 1. And David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, and captains of the companies that ministered to the king by courses, and the captains over the thousands, and captains over the hundreds, and the stewards over all the substance and possessions of the king, and of his sons, and of the officers, with the mighty men, and with all the valiant men unto Jerusalem. And David the king stood up upon his feet and said, Hear me, my brethren, my people. As for me, I had in my heart to build an house, a rest for the ark of the covenant of the Lord, for the footstool of our power, and had made ready for the building. But God said unto me, Thou shalt not build an house for my name, because thou hast been a man of war, and hast shed blood. Howbeit, the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. Now did it say, of his father and mother? It said of his fathers. Why? Because through his father's line, alright, his genealogy going back to gene, talking about your fathers, alright. Progenitor means before, pro, and gene, alright, going back to your fathers, generate. He was generated before by his fathers. Okay? The patriarchs. Going from Judah all the way down from Perez down to Obed or Salmon, alright, who dealt with Rahab to produce Boaz, who Boaz dealt with Ruth the Moabite to produce Obed. Obed had Jesse. Jesse had David. David had King Solomon. Okay, the scriptures tell you plainly, you can't set no stranger over the nation of Israel. It has to be of thy brethren of the children of Israel. And he just, out of his own mouth, he said, 1 Chronicles 28:4, howbeit the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, and of the house of Judah the house of my father. And among the sons of my father he likened me to make me king over all Israel. All Israel. Okay? So that's a cut on you guys right there. Alright? You guys are a bunch of damn clowns, man. A bunch of clowns. Okay? This is 2 Chronicles. Alright? Because Solomon, he had many women of the other nations. Alright? And his son Rehoboam, King Rehoboam, king of Judah. First he was king over all the tribes. And then after the rebellion, he became king over the southern kingdom of Judah, consisting of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay? This is 2 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 13. So King Rehoboam strengthened himself in Jerusalem and reigned. For Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city which the Lord hath chosen out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitish, which is basically an Ammonite woman. Okay? A heathen. So are you saying that you're saying Rehoboam, which is one of the ancestors of who you really call Jesus Christ, alright? Are you saying he's a bastard because Solomon dealt with a heathen woman to produce this guy who only in that position, only an Israelite can obtain that position as king over Israel? Okay? Not no damn heathen. Not no bastard either. Simple ass nigga, man. Alright? You guys are clowns, man. Okay? See that's blasphemy, man. That's blasphemy. Okay? That's blasphemy. Alright. This is Numbers chapter 1. Alright. Let me get that. Numbers chapter 1 verse 17. And Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their posts. As the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. Okay? Why did Moses not number them accordingly by their father and mother? Because it doesn't matter what your mom is. It matters what your father is. Okay? You guys are reprobates, man. Straight up. Alright. Now this is Numbers 1 verse 47. Now Levi. Now to be a Levite, you have to be a priest. Heathens couldn't be priests. Okay? Alright? And I'm going to prove that the sons of Moses which Moses had Zilpah, or not Zilpah, Zipporah, which was a Midianite woman, and he had 2 sons with her, which I'm gonna get that. All right. Now Midianites ain't Israelites. That's a whole nother nation. Okay. So they will be what? According to this guy, they will be considered bastards because Moses didn't have an Israelite woman. He dealt with this Midianite woman, that was his wife, and then he dealt with a Cushite woman. Okay. Numbers 1:47. But the Levites after the tribe of their fathers were not numbered among them, for the Lord had spoken unto Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle setteth forth, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. Okay, let's look up that word stranger right there. You know, in Salakia, to the brothers, for if this video is long, you know, just endure with me, okay? Because this has to be proven, because like I said, I've grown tired, very tired of dealing with this madness with guys like this, man. I was being very patient with this guy, but now he's talking about he had ammunition and all this stuff. So it's time to switch from trying to be patient with this dude to start just opening up on him. Okay? Alright? Let's look up that word stranger. Oh. Alright, the Hebrew word for stranger, there is Strong's Hebrew 21:14, Zawar. Zawar, which means to be strange, be stranger, to be in strange, another stranger, foreigner, an enemy. Okay, strange woman, prostitute, strange, one alienated. Basically, anybody that is not a Levite, they went forth to touch the Ark of the Covenant or deal with these things, dealing with the priests, the Levites. They was to get put to death. That's why you had the example when King David brought the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem. You had that one guy went to reach out and touch it, and because it was being carried on a cart, all right. And when it was about to fall off the cart, all right, because the animal stumbled, the guy reached his hand out to touch it, and the Lord put his ass to death. Why? Because he wasn't a Levite. Only the Levites had permission to touch the Ark of the Covenant and the tabernacle and all the holy vessels like that. Okay? That's why I say that in Numbers 1:51. And when the tabernacle is set forth, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man in his own camp, and every man in his own standard throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch around about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so they did. Okay? Alright. With that said, so Moses was a Levite. Okay? And I'm going to get the count. He married a Midianite woman, which is not an Israelite woman. And he had 2 sons with this woman. We're going to read that. Now, this is